All right, guys, welcome back into another NFL DFS video. My name is Eric Paul Zane with 9 to 5 Sports. Going to be getting into the Monday Night Football game here. We got the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Still struggling with the Vegas part there. I don't know why. But this is going to be kind of an interesting game. I would say the Raiders are 7-point underdogs, which I don't know. I could see them covering that. I kind of like that as a cover. That would be a bet that I think you guys could go out and make if you want to. But also, I got some prop-based bets here for you guys as well. So some props that you can make on this slate are going to be Josh Jacobs under 14.5 rushing attempts. Vegas thinks that this game is going to be a higher scoring game, which means the Raiders should be passing a little bit more, which thus I do like Derek Carr over 25.5 total pass completions. Then thus I would like Vonta Adams over 78.5 receiving yards. Darren Waller below 50.5 receiving yards. I just don't like Darren Waller thus far this season. And then if Juju is active, I don't mind him, but at 49.5, I do think he's going to be below that. I think he's more of a reception guy, so maybe you'd bet the receptions on him. This is based off a sports battle app. I think it's the best props-based sports app that's out there. So download today, use the promo code 9, spelled that TO5 to get a $5 cash back reward on a deposit of over $50 or more. You also get 100% match on your deposit as well. All right, let's get into the picks for Monday Night Football. We know lineup construction is going to be the key to any showdown slate and kind of getting lucky, okay? You go through the process of making the top plays each and every lineup that you can. Okay, we know for the Kansas City Chiefs, and we'll start off with them, what Clyde Edwards-Helaire has been doing has been a little bit fluky. Okay, we know that. 2 touchdowns last week. He did have 19 carries though, and that was his most snap counts that he saw last week. Okay, he did look good, and he has looked good thus far this season. They are using him correctly, but at the same time, we know Isaiah Pacheco came in and looked good as well. Okay, Pacheco is probably just going to come in and take some of the snaps from Jerick McKinnon. Okay, but at the same front, Jerick McKinnon could have easily had one of the touchdowns that Clyde Edwards-Helaire had last week, where he was in the backfield playing quarterback, and he decided to give it to, he made the right read. He gave it to CH. CH was able to score a touchdown. Okay, I don't really like any of the running back plays, kind of because of that. They're kind of all eating into each other. And really, for me, I only like 2 of the Kansas City Chiefs players. It's pretty obvious. You got Patrick Mahomes right there. Solid play. He's been very productive. 2 games against the Colts and the Chargers where he didn't exactly dominate, but his lowest DK point total has been 17 DK points. That should be enough to, be in a profitable lineup for you. So I do like him as a play. He is priced up a little bit. And then Travis Kelce, been very consistent as well. His worst game was against the Los Angeles Chargers, where he still saw 7 targets, which was his least amount of targets. I like both of them. If you can fit both of them into your builds, you should do that. And I think we will be able to fit both of them into our builds this week. And I do just want to point out kind of Noah Gray could be a value play as well. He's been seeing about 50% of the snaps. If you have to go down this low, where you love the rest of your build and you're trying to find a value play, he'd be someone you could look at as well. But that's really it for me. I don't love anyone else. MVS, just not playing a lot of snaps, and he's just not that good. Sure, can he catch a long ball to score a touchdown? He could. Hardman, I guess, would be the one that I like the most, but still at his price point, don't really love it. And then Juju Smith-Schuster, currently questionable. If he does play, he'd be a fine play. He has been seeing the most targets. He'd be the one I trust the most. 3 out of the 4 games, he has seen 8 targets. He is their best receiver. Okay, I would like him the most, but that's still not guaranteed either. So just kind of tough. That is the tough part, is that we don't exactly know who to be on receiver-wise for the Chiefs. It's a guessing game. Now, on the flip side for the Raiders, it is pretty easy to know who we should be on. You got the Vonta Adams, one of the best receivers in the league. Some might argue the best. With Derek Carr, maybe not so much, but still, his least amount of targets in the game thus far has been 7 targets. Okay, he was still able to score 9.2 DK points against the Cardinals in week 2. Kind of an off game for him. Matt Collins actually went off in that game. He is someone that I don't mind as well. We'll get into him in a second, but against Denver last week, one of the best defenses in the league, was able to get 13 targets, 9 receptions, 101 yards for 22.5 DK points. Going against the Kansas City Chiefs, which are a defense that you want to attack, I think Vonta Adams could have himself a very nice game. He's someone I'm going out of my way to play. Josh Jacobs finally got a workhorse workload last week against the Denver Broncos. He ran the ball 28 times, saw 6 targets, and then was able to go off for 37.5 DK points. He has been someone that has been casually popping up projection-wise because he's been getting a decent amount of workload. Okay, 20 opportunities in week 2, 18 opportunities in week 3, and then 30 plus opportunities last week. So he is someone you could look at. I'm not saying you have to. I do like him as a play. Game flow dependent somewhat, and that's kind of the worry with Josh Jacobs. I do think that the Raiders are going to be in it, although Vegas doesn't. Vegas kind of thinks that the Chiefs will be winning this game by 7 or more points. Well, by 7 points. But, that does worry me a little bit. Darren Waller just not being used enough for me to truly love him as a play. Same thing for someone like Hunter Renfrow. I don't really love him as a play. Last week in week 2 did see 10 targets. He should be back for this game. He is someone I guess you could play at 5.8. And that's really the difference in the slate, is deciding between Hunter Renfrow or Matt Collins. I personally like the price discount of Matt Collins, who, has been producing at least 2 out of the 4 games. 8 targets in week 2 against the Cardinals. Against Tennessee, another poor pass defense, 11 targets, really dominated, 32 DK points. And then last week against Denver, not a matchup you would have been chasing, 5 targets for 6.3 DK points. Given the matchup with the Chiefs, a game that I think could be a little bit of a shootout, I actually really like Matt Collins, but it does feel like we're choosing between Hunter Renfrow or Matt Collins. And then obviously, if we are going to be playing a lot of pass catchers for the Las Vegas Raiders, then you probably do want to be on Derek Carr, okay, as the quarterback. The issue with Derek Carr is he hasn't exactly been lighting it up, and that's kind of the worry. It's going to be interesting. I think he'll have a good game. You just never truly know with the Raiders, okay? Especially with Derek Carr. One thing that is interesting to monitor, and I do think that the snaps are going to go away with Hunter Renfrow active, and he might not even be active for this game as well. But Keelan Cole had played about 56% of the snaps in week 3, and then last week 65% of the snaps. So if he could still see around 30% or 35% of the snaps, he could be an okay play. Like, I'm not saying I love it, but in a shootout, you do want to be targeting those players that are going to be playing a lot of snaps. And so the lineup that I did like was Keelan Cole in the captain spot, because then you could fit Derek Carr in there. I'm not saying you have to do that. It's an okay lineup path. We're really just banking on Keelan Cole's playing time there, and I don't love that. I want to play guys that we know are going to get a lot of playing time. And so the issue that we are seeing with this kind of lineup path is just the fact that we can't find a good discounted value captain's play. Like, I do think Renfrow and Hollins are the path that you want to go to try to maximize the upside of your build. Hope that one of those two grab a touchdown. It's just a struggle, okay? It does somewhat feel like you might have to go with the weird approach of fading Mahomes in favor of Derek Carr, which I don't love doing. Then you still are left at a weird price point. And then maybe Mahomes struggles, I guess. I don't know. We're just trying to get lucky here. You put Vonta Adams in the captain spot, hoping that he is the highest scorer on the slate, and then maybe go with Noah Brown or Noah Gray. It's an okay build. We don't love it. We don't love fading Patrick Mahomes. CH has somehow been productive. That's the worry. And we do got to see what's going to happen with Juju Smith-Schuster. If he is out, that does elevate. Maybe Sky Moore becomes a value play. McCole Hartman would be a better play as well at his price point. He is someone that you could look at as well. I would say that'd probably be the path that I'd try to go if Juju is ruled out. Is one of those two. So let's just say that Juju is ruled out. Maybe this is an okay build. Maybe they're forced into playing Sky Moore a little bit more, who had 4 targets last week. Maybe. We're trying to find something there. That's the best I could find lineup path-wise if Juju Smith-Schuster sits. But that's all I have for you guys for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a like, subscribe. I do appreciate that. If you guys want to become a 9to5 member, it is $10 a month. Gives you access to the lineup builder as well as the cheat sheet that's available for NFL DFS. And included in that is kind of the big deal. It's the golf package as well. That's the biggest thing that 9to5 covers. And then as well, if you guys want to join or download the Sports Battle app for Android iOS, you can use the promo code 9 and then spelled out TO5. Okay, you get a $5 cash back reward using that promo code for a deposit of over $50 or more. Plus, you get a 100% cash match as well to any deposit that you make. It's a good deal. Okay, it's basically free money there for you guys. A lot of you are already doing different prop-based daily fantasy sports app. This one is the one that I like the most, so get out there and try it today. All right, thanks for watching, guys, and as always, let's keep cashing.